Hello, everyone. Welcome to a Sunday chat with Nick. Terrence, Comic Crack, is set to join me shortly. I sent the invite. Hopefully, he can make it. I think he's on Pacific time, so he woke up early specifically to join the chat with me. So I'm saving the spot for him. If there was any reason why he cannot make it, then I will open the chat up to other people. But for now, welcome. It's Sunday. The Steelers not playing this week, so yay! I don't have to worry about injuries or loss. Get my iced coffee ready. Okay, I did watch Jessica Jones episode 6 this morning for breakfast, right after I made the video for the review for episode 4, 5, and 6. I watched episode 7, so I plan to watch episode 8 and 9 this afternoon or tonight. So far, so good. I enjoyed it. The show has flaws, but overall, my impression is I like it. It's I can't say enough about how much I enjoy Netflix programming. I think it's bold. I think what Marvel is doing is bold. I mean, I'm watching the first set after I saw the first 7 episode of Jessica Jones. I don't want to sit there and watch the show and think that it's a superhero show. It's almost like a thriller, a supernatural thriller / horror suspense movie, a long 13-hour movie. That's how I look at that. It's creepy. It's for the most part, very well acted and well written. So, it's we are in the best of time as far as TV viewers. So before I continue yapping, I just want to make sure I go to my control room so that I won't miss any comments. I'm not best with staying in touch with people's comment. So welcome for those that join me. Let me get there. Mike Smith, you here? Welcome. Guess what, Mike? Did you watch the show? Have you watched any of the show? Let me know if you did, because perhaps we can do a chat later, live, if you want to talk about the show. Should Comic Crack, Terrence cannot make it to this morning invitation. But I hope you got a chance to watch the show. My guesses is those that watch the show probably has finished all 13 episodes already. For Daredevil, I was able to string out the 13 episode over something like almost 2.5, 3 weeks, over 2 weeks, I think. But for this show, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it done sometime tomorrow. So it's more like a 4-day binge. Did you happen to read my email about the big comic sale I'm going to? Yes, I did. I remember reading it. Was it either Friday? I think it was Friday that you wrote me that email. Did you buy anything? It was half off, right? Something like 50% off. Hopefully, they were good deals. Too bad my store here, even if they have 50% off, I would have a hard time leaving with much of anything. Speaking of you, Mike, I did go to the store this morning to get this. Scratch tickets. Oh my, it's raining money here. But yeah, I grabbed a whole bunch of scratch tickets for you and Joe, Showerman 88, because he is going to take his prize with the scratch ticket too. So maybe not, sometime this week. It's Thanksgiving this week, so next week, so it's gonna be kind of hectic around me. But perhaps right after Thanksgiving, we can do a live chat with live scratching. My son wants to participate. He already asked if he can be the one doing the scratching for you. So yes, it's here. The prize, the winning right here could be thousands. Indeed, it's a lot of tickets. I bought extra for. I told Anthony when I went out and buy those tickets. I said, I had to buy 60 tickets, $60 worth of scratch tickets, but I'm gonna buy some extra for him. And should he win, he can, he already reserved his prize winning. I told him if he wins something, it's all his money. I'm not gonna hold it unless it's $500,000. Then Daddy's gonna have to put it in the bank account for Anthony until he's 18. Well, anyhow, if you get a chance to watch the show, I'm seeing that you've been working, so you have been able to watch the show. So when you get a chance to sit down and watch the show, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm gonna try my best to not spoil anything in this conversation. If Comic Crack also put up his reviews for the first 6 episodes. I have not watched his review yet, which I will. My hunch that he liked the show based on the comments that he left on my review. But if he came on on the chat the next few minutes, we'll do our best to not spoil the show, even though we might discuss what we like and dislike about the show. I like the show a lot. I think it's, as I mentioned already, very bold. And I don't think anyone, well, I think most people wouldn't predict the direction that Marvel and Netflix went with this show. And I like it a lot. I think it's just, to me, this is the kind of TV I like. I did watch, speaking of superhero TV show this week, I watched, I'm pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoy Supergirl. I think it's well done. The last episode was with Livewire, the villain, the girl with the electricity power. Did you like Arrow this week? I watched it. I'm trying to remember. Refresh me on what happened in Arrow. I think because I don't remember, it would probably say that the show was okay. If I loved the show, I probably would have, talk about it more. Or if I hate it, I would have talked about it more. But because I don't remember what happened in Arrow last week, my hunches are it was okay. I can't believe I don't remember. Ron Chang, welcome for joining along with Mike Smith. How much are profit margin on new comics? Tough question. I don't know. If I have to guess on profit margin on comic books, I say the margin now is better than the margin back in the 60s, 70s, or 80s. Okay? If I have to guess, that's my answer. Why? Think about this. Back in the 60s, books were 12 cents. And many books, unless you sell 300,000 or more, are canceled because they're not profitable. Today, there are a lot of titles, literally hundreds of titles that sell less than 20,000 issue, less than 20,000, okay? From 300,000 to less than 20,000 on a monthly basis. And they support the writer, the artist, the creator. So obviously selling 20,000 copy is enough, sufficient to pay, to make a living for a lot of creators. So I say the margin today are better than ever. Oh, yes, Mike. They caught Dago brother, and he said that yes, everything is true. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know about you, but I'm not a big fan of the Canary. Not the actress, not the Canary scream. It's so stupid. Oh my God. Every time she screams, I'm just like, oh, stop the stupid. Did they ever explain how she got her screaming power? Or is that, or did I miss that nuggets? And Merlin show up, and I'm curious to see the development between the bad guy and Thea. You know what kind of impact he has with her bloodlust. That's my curiosity. So, Agent of Shield though was really good. I really like Agent of Shield. I thought Agent of Shield was also very good. I enjoyed that very much, along with Supergirl, along with. Once again, I think that's my favorite. Flash was good. Flash was the one with the gorilla, right? You know, I DVR all these shows, so you know, I tend to tape them and then watch them on the weekend, and mostly, you know, either Friday night or Saturday. So I watched the gorilla one. That was okay. That was okay. Flash, not bad, but not great. But you know, like I said, Supergirl has been a big surprise to me how much I enjoyed the show. I think it's well written. It's for a show that really not targeting me specifically as a target audience. I think it's charming. I think that's the best word I can say about Supergirl. I think the actress, the lead actress for that show, do a wonderful job. She's charming for a young girl, young lady. Who knows how old she is, but you know, I think she's doing a fantastic job. So kudos to CBS to put that cast together. It works. Even her boss. You know, I'm not a big fan of her boss when she had that Ally McBeal show. Was never a big fan of that show, but for this show, her character was interesting. She's mean, but have a little heart. There's a softer side to her boss that we will see, I think, over the rest of the season. Ron Chang said, I inherit a large comic book collection worth 20,000. Is going to a local comic store the worst place to sell? Absolutely. Oh, okay. Here's my advice on people that inherit large collection. There are multiple ways to sell it. Okay, you can either sell it yourself one by one on eBay and take a long time, a lot of work. You will probably get much better money than going to a comic book store, because when you go to a comic book store, you are going to get at best 30 cents on a dollar. If a guy, let's say the price guy say that there's these books, okay, hypothetically, the $20,000 is something that you came up with based on the price guide. You will be lucky to get an offer that is, say, $6,000. If you don't want to deal with the hassle with the selling on eBay yourself, then guess what? That's the cost of convenience. Okay, I have always advised people that, you know, people are always like, oh, you know, I find it an insult to get an offer so low from the comic book store. Guess what? It's work. They have to do the work. They have to do the grading. They have to sit on the money, on the inventory for months, if not years, to recoup the money. So that's the cost of them taking it off your hand in one fell swoop. Okay, so if you don't want to live, if you can't live with something like 5,000 or 6,000, then you better buckle up, get the scanner warm up, because it's gonna be a whole lot of scanning to sell $20,000 worth of comic books. That's my advice. Is just that there's other places to sell, but ultimately it always comes down to, if you do individual books or in small lots, you're likely to most likely get better price than selling the whole shebang to a dealer or a comic book store. They need to make their profit. Think about this. Most books, unless they are keys, are selling 30%, if not 50% below guide. This is why you're not getting anywhere near half guide of anything. Okay, because if they are selling things 30% to 50% below guide retail, they're gonna pay you 70% below guide at best, because they gotta make their margin. Mike Smith. I remember I tried to sell my ASM 300 graded 7.0 to get store credit to buy more comics, and they were gonna offer me $55 for my ASM 300. Yep, that's the way it works. I have always advised people. This is the reason why I told a lot of younger collectors that if you are in this game, this hobby, if your game plan is a long run to be in here for 20, 30 years and make it investment, you better get ready to sell, because it's going to be painful. Okay, as much joy as there are in hoarding, wait until the time that you have to sell, because first, for the most part, it's never as much as you think it's going to be. That's why it's a joke for the most part that I always chuckle at people that value their comic books. I know people that sit there and say, oh, I have $5 million worth of comic books. My collection is worth $5 million because I have X amount of books, and this is what the guides say. I'm like, there's no chance in hell you are gonna get $5 million for those books, even if you sell them yourself. Have you looked on eBay? Does anything sell at guide? Unless your books are all 9.8 in slabs, good luck getting guide on anything. So, I always, a lot of people always ask me, why are you selling? I'm just like, one reason why I start to sell was that I'm young enough to deal with the BS. I don't want to be older and have to deal with the constant nagging and hassle with listing, packing, shipping with eBay. That's why I'm going through the process now of grading and scanning the 3,000 or so books in my collection, because I want to get all that hard work done. So in a few years, when it's time for me to sell, it's just listing and selling. No more scanning and grading. That's the hassle. Ron Shanks asks, going to an auction house will not take a large collection. They will cherry pick the one they want to sell. Absolutely. The auction house, come down to it, they don't want to deal with the hassle. Would you want to list or scan or grade? They would do it if you allow them to sell them in lots, like Comic Link or even Heritage would do that for you. Or even most auction house would do it, will let you consign the collection if you are willing to sell them in big lots, because all they have to do is scan or show photo of a few books and say, okay, here's a Wolverine run from 1 to 100, average grade very fine to near mint, 200 books. That's it, and you might get $200. That's how the big auction house will agree to sell your collection for you. They are not going to scan 3,000 books. No way in hell, unless your 3,000 books are Silver Age through early Bronze. Then they might be a little more accommodating, because Silver Age books, and even then it better be high grade. If you bring a collection of Silver Age, low grade to mid grade, those books sell for $5,000 to $10,000 eBay all day long. It's not a lot of money. These days high grade books are what fetch big money. For non-keys Silver Age to Bronze, they are. Just ask Dr. Von Schiller. He sells on eBay. He can tell you what will sell at what price and what's not. So yeah, the auction house will cherry pick. I don't blame them. I am interested in Overstreet price guide method in finding price of a comic book. There is very little. Price discovery, by saying price discovery, I'm talking about how Overstreet price books, there's no, for some books, they gauge the market, the hot books, but they're always behind the curve. Okay, the price guide use data, use inputs from dealers around the country, but for the majority of the average books, it's a formula. They increase it by X% over the year, and they just increase it regardless if the market demand is there or not. So that's why it's a very skewed number, in my opinion, because there are a lot of books in the price guide that are worth nothing. Okay, for those that ever sell a book, good luck. And good luck trying to use the guide as some kind of gauge to get money. The only good thing about the guide as far as gauge is how much less you're getting below guide when you're selling. Okay, but when it comes down to guide value, for the most part, it's not that useful. I wouldn't say useless, because it's used as a guide to sell at a certain price below or above. Okay, so it's not completely useless, but almost nothing sell at guide. On the auction front, thank you for all those that watched and commented on my auction recap. I did finish up the recap for the original art portion of the Heritage auction. And Ron Chang, I'm not sure if you followed that auction, but there was a couple of Steve Ditko Spider-Man pages in that auction, and I did include it in my recap that I probably will load tomorrow. I don't want to fill up my channel with too many videos, since I already put out a little bit too many videos this week with the Jessica Jones review. But yeah, the auction, the original art auction for this time wasn't all that big. I mean, the comic book have tons of crazy high grade Silver Age Marvel keys, but as far as original arts, this one is kind of weak. Outside of one big piece, they tried to put at least one big piece, and this one, there really was only one mega piece. The rest of the piece was kind of eh. Star Wars is going to be a hit movie. Yeah, I'm going to see the first day. Yes, first day. And second day. And third day. There's little doubt in my mind that Star Wars will crush all the records this year. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. Whether it is going to be good, we'll see. A lot of people forgot how big the prequel was. When the prequel came out, the first one, it was huge. It made a ton of money for such a not so good movie. So this one, the buzz is good. The director have a good pedigree. J.J. Abrams, all the teasers look fantastic. Plus, you have all the majority of the major cast from the original movies in it. It's gonna be huge. You know, it's gonna be massive. It's gonna be, as Donald Trump would say, huge. It's gonna be huge. And yes, I will go see it. Well, maybe not the first day. I have not got the tickets yet. I know it's sold out many places, but I do plan to go the first day, if not the second day, if not the third day, if not all 3 days. So Star Wars will get my money. Disney will get my money for sure. What was the biggest surprise from the Heritage Auction to you? To me, the biggest surprise to me on the Heritage Auction is the crazy high prices on overgraded books. Yes, I said it. Overgraded books. Holy cow. I mean, I have seen a lot of overgraded books in my life, but never in one auction. Whoever it was that was amassing that high grade Fantastic Four collection focused a lot on the top left number. He got great money for him. Good for him. Not sure if he'd make a profit or not. It's hard to tell. These books, these ultra high grade, nosebleed, grade level, people that pay $30,000, $40,000, $20,000 for comic books. Who knows? You know, who knows if there's profit in there, but wow, I have never seen so many books that I cringe by looking at the grade. Okay, for those that watch my auction recap, you can feel the tone of my voice as I go through and recap that auction. Yikes! So that's the biggest surprise to me. Nothing really jump out. It's a big surprise. I thought the Tech 31 was underpriced. Went for cheap. I thought that book should go a lot higher, because I have a feeling that that book is going to get butchered by the owner to get it into a blue label, because God forbid it's in a purple label restore with a small amount of glue or color touch or whatever on the spine. That book will get a wood over, okay, in my opinion. The beauty about Heritage is they save all the scans for years and forever. So someday when that book resurfaces in a blue label, it's gonna be a aha moment when you say, oh, it's just as I predicted. The owner of that book had the book unrestored, because the value would go from 14,000, I think that went 14,000 to 20,000, a $6,000 jump just because somebody scraped off a little restoration. What do you think of the latest James Bond movie? I finally did have a chance to see. I did not do a movie review. It was okay. I think it was okay. You know, I do get tired of James Bond movie after a while, because, you know, to me, James Bond movie are very formulated in that it's almost like, you know, it's pretty much always the same to me. You know, after a while, you know, there's always opening with a big sequence of action over the top. So it's good. It's not as good as the previous James Bond movie, but it's not bad. Okay, so I give it it was an average movie for me. It was not a wow James Bond like the previous James Bond movie. Sushi X, welcome. Hello. Did you get a chance to see my auction recap? What's your opinion on this Heritage auction? Do you have any strong opinion on this Heritage auction? Do you think the Tech 31 went for cheap? I think so. I thought the Superman went okay. I mean, I wish I had the extra cash to grab that Superman #1. It was sweet looking. Even the 1.5 was nice. The 1.0, the 0.5 was pretty beat up, but I wouldn't mind having it. But the 1.5 was very tempting. But at 70 something thousand, beyond my reach. Can't get it. Can't get it. Sushi X, did you watch the Jessica Jones show? Let me know if you watched the show, because I love to hear your thoughts on the show. The one thing I can say without spoiling for those that have not watched the show is that I think they do a very clever job of, even though it's very different. I think it's very different from Daredevil. You know, I like to hear what people think about, because I'm sure some people would disagree, say, oh, it's the same tone, dark, serious. It's serious, it's dark, but it's in a different way. It would be interesting to see how Luke, Jessica, and Matt Murdock interact when and if they meet up. Matt is very different than Jessica Jones, so it would be a very interesting team dynamic if they ever put the Defenders together. It'd be curious to see. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna be. But it's gonna be good, I think, because when you have characters that are that interesting yet very different get together, it's gonna be a lot of interesting dynamic. Okay, between the team members. Okay, it's the team dynamic is what makes a team fun to watch. It's just like the Avengers. What makes the Avengers fun to watch, for the most part, is a dynamic interaction between the team members more so than the movie itself. To me, Ultron was a bore after the second time, and it's the action. After you watch enough superhero movies, the action is nothing that blew my mind. But the interaction between the members of the team is the most interesting part of the movie. And I think with Netflix, I think it's a very different universe they have created that also ties into the Marvel universe. And it will be interesting to see how, Jessica Jones, and we already know that Jessica Jones and Luke Cage get along very well. The question is, how would they interact with Matt Murdock? I'm sure there will be ties in. There was a little hope of me seeing Matt Murdock appearing in Jessica Jones, but since I have not seen the entire season, so I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they squeeze him in at the end to make a little Easter egg kind of thing with Matt Murdock, perhaps. But I don't know. To me, it wouldn't surprise me. But since I have not seen all 13 episodes, I can't say if that is going to happen. It's a bummer that Terrence did not. So something must have happened, because I thought for sure Terrence gonna make it. But anyhow, I will keep talking until 12 o'clock. So we got another 17 minutes of me yapping away. Okay, so I did not buy anything this week. There was a catalog from Comic Link in the mail that I have not even opened the envelope, but so that's coming. Maybe the next chat I will show the interior of the catalog. I heard there's some beautiful original arts inside that catalog, so I want to take a look. Years past, this heritage auction would have resulted in me buying something, because it's always happened in November, It's my birthday month, so I tend to go crazy and bid on something for my birthday. But this year, I already got my birthday gift, which I have it right here. I actually pulled it out and read it this morning just for fun. Yeah. Beautiful, see? So white, so gorgeous. So yes, I already got my birthday gift this year, and I didn't even bother bidding on anything, not even one bid. All I did was watch, gawk, and be amazed. Sushi X, I didn't watch Jessica Jones yet due to the increased work hours. Ooh, that's why I missed last Sunday, but I will watch what I missed today. Do you mind telling me what you do for a living? If you do mind, that's okay. I'm always curious to see what people do for a living. What time is your next chat session? I don't know, to be honest, Ron, because next week is Thanksgiving week, okay? And there's a lot of things going on, family members, it's busy. It's a busy week. So next week, most likely will be a week that I will skip the chat, okay? I might have a midweek chat, like a Wednesday chat, okay? So for those that are watching right now, instead of like doing a Saturday or Sunday chat, I will probably skip it just because it's Thanksgiving weekend. I might do a chat on Wednesday just to have a chat and wishing everybody happy Thanksgiving. But most likely that's gonna happen, a Wednesday chat, and then no weekend chat next week. And then I will return most likely on a Saturday, because I want to do, going forward, starting last week, I'm doing Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. I want to alternate the day on the weekend so that it will give people that can't view the chat on Sunday or participate in the chat on Sunday a chance on Saturday. Yep, Sushi X said Tech 31 did go on the low side, and I'm pretty sure the buyer was super happy. Absolutely. I think the buy was a good deal. I mean, if I didn't own a copy of Tech 31, I would have been tempted to hit that cut bid. I want the cut bid. But it's a good price. You know, you're not gonna get a complete copy of Tech 31 any cheaper. Okay, regardless of the restoration or not. Sushi X, what? You just saw the Fantastic Four #1. You must have been too busy not watching my videos. I did show up that book on my latest haul. You know, if you go back 4 or 5 or 6 video, I did show off that Fantastic Four #1 that I got for my birthday in that video. So if you miss it, it was shown in back then. I just have it sitting right here next to me, close by, for me to soak up the greatness. So not buying anything, not selling anything, but after I get back from Thanksgiving break, I probably will go through my annual cleaning and pick out a bunch of stuff that I want to get rid of. You know, I did that last year. I pulled together 60 slabs of X-Men and sent them off to Comic Link. I don't think I will have 60 slabs this year, but I probably have a dozen. There's at least a dozen slabs that I don't need to have around. So I probably make a video to show off those books, so anyone that's interested in buying some of these books before I submit them to Comic Link, they can contact me and we can do a deal and save some money. I make a little bit more. They save a little bit more instead of like giving Comic Link 10%. You know the drill. So yeah, I will go through a cleansing, the yearly cleansing to weed down the collection. This process will keep on going for the next 10 years. Okay, I started this a few years ago, and it will keep on going until in about 10 years, I can see myself down to 500 books instead of 3,000. That's my goal. I keep narrowing it down until the point where there's nothing left to sell. I'm not just like Dr. Von Schiller. Dr. Von Schiller is selling most of his books. Is for those that follow his channel, he is very active in selling his stuff. So go ahead, go to his channel, watch his video, bookmark his eBay sellers place, and then you hopefully will be able to grab some great books for cheap. I am a manager at the Japanese restaurant, and I help with my family Korean restaurant as well. Oh, Korean restaurant. Oh, I love Korean food. Oh, Sushi X. I wish you have a restaurant nearby. I would. My family, my son's favorite food is galbi. We go to the Korean restaurant here at least once a month. I cook galbi at home all the time. Galbi. And he love it. He can eat the whole order of galbi himself. Forget the rice, forget the kimchi. Just get him an order of galbi, and he would just chew it down to the bones. But yeah, I love. There's not that many restaurants here. There's none. There's only one Korean restaurant here. But it's not the one where you cook. I prefer to go to Korean restaurant that had the grill on the table so that I can cook myself. I don't mind that. Some people hate that. Oh, you gotta cook your own food. Not me. I want to cook the Korean barbecue myself. I bet the restaurant are busy at this time of the season, right? Because it's the holiday season. People go out to eat more. Even if they don't spend their money buying clothing because it's so warm outside. I'm not sure where you are, Sushi X, but it's darn hot in Florida still. This is the warmest season we ever had in Florida since I moved here 11 years ago. I still had to keep the air conditioning on because it's like 80 plus. It's like mid 80s with humidity, even mid-November. That's insane. I bet Comics Preacher was happy to see that book. Yes, he did. He got a little jelly. But he will get his copy. Look at me. I have been collecting comic books since 1981. That's my first ever copy. Okay, so Comic Preacher can wait a few years to get his own copy. Ron Chang, why is PGX not so good? Not so much a good grader. I don't know. I can only speculate. Okay, this is my own speculation. There's a lot of speculation going on with PGX, a lot of rumors going on with PGX. I can only speculate because I don't know. So I don't want to say that what I'm saying is facts. Okay, so that I'm not gonna be the type that go and spread the rumor. From what I understand and heard, the problem with PGX is it's a one-man show or two-man show or whatever it is. It's not multiple graders. CGC used 3 grader, okay, in order to come up with a grade. In general, I'm generalizing procedures that I understand. So there's at least 3 people that look at the books. They all have their own opinion, and there's a finalizer, like a senior grader that finalizes the grade. So a book can be, in the old days, they would tell you, in the old days before many people buy CGC books and go crazy on them. You can call CGC and say, what's the notes on this book? And they will tell you, this book, one grader gave it a 9.0, one grader thought it was a 9.4, one grader thought it was a 9.2, the finalizer gave it a 9.2, something like that. It used to be something like that, but they can tell you on the phone. So, but that, as you can see, they give you a range of the 3 grader that look at the book and give a grade. But when you have only one, he likely can be inconsistent. That's the problem with PGX. Inconsistencies. Oh, you're in San Jose. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah. You betcha. I will. One of these days, we do a West Coast thing and check out San Jose. Yeah. Korean food, spicy food is my favorite kind of food. So when it comes down to Asian food, of course, I put Vietnamese up there, and then I put Korean right next to it. That's how much I love Korean food. You know, I eat kimchi and spicy stuff and pickles all the time. So for me, oh yeah. I'm not a big fan of sushi. You know, I mean, I eat sushi, but I'm not a big fan of sushi. I'm not a big fan of Thai food either. Too much coconut, too much sweetness. I mean, Vietnamese food is sweet as well, but I feel it's more savory, sweet and salty. To me, a lot of Thai dishes are just too coconutty and too sweet. But I like some Thai sometimes, not all the time. But when it comes down to my food, Asian food choice, it's Vietnamese, Korean, and then Thai and Chinese kind of way below. In fact, I can't recall going to a Chinese restaurant in years. But I will go to dim sum. I say I like Chinese food, but more for the dim sum. It is almost 12 o'clock, so I'll be gone in a few minutes. Anyhow, for those that join, I am thankful that you joined. It's a slow day today. Yeah. But I'm glad Sushi X and Mike Smith and Ron Chang was here with me to keep me busy and ask me a few questions to keep things going. And as always, I'm always surprised that I can talk for an hour with so little topic. I do have a big mouth. Yes, I do. It might not be beneficial for some people to have to listen to me yapping. But yes, let's see. Before I go, I just want to, for those that won't see me, won't be around next week, I want to wish you all a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Okay, safety is utmost important to me when it comes down to anything. Be safe, be smart. I don't want people to get hurt or do something dumb. So be safe, have a good holiday. It's nothing worse than something bad happen during the holiday season. There's very few times of the year where we can be in a good mood. Christmas and Thanksgiving are those times. So let's not do anything dumb. Let's not get ourselves in trouble. Be safe and eat hearty. I will be. Time to gain some weight. Time to put on some loving. Anyhow, that's about it. I don't have much else to say. I appreciate everyone for watching and asking questions. And until, Wednesday, okay, let me remind it. If I'm going to have another chat next week, it will not be Saturday. It will not be Sunday because it's Thanksgiving weekend. It's going to be busy. It's going to be crazy. I'm sure many people will be busy with their family. So that is one reason why I don't want to have a live chat, because I think most of us will be busy doing other things. If not, busy shopping online. Okay, I'm not sure what I'll be buying, I will be looking for deals myself. I don't have any plan to buy anything. I don't need anything. So, but I will be looking. It's never hurt to do some window shopping. Oh, sushi eggs. Pho is my favorite food of all time. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you ever visit Florida, I will cook you a home cooked meal. Pho. Okay. I can do a pretty good job cooking. We can eat out, but home cooking is not bad. I can cook a mean pot of pho. Joe Cool, you made it at the end. Sorry, my friend, I'm leaving. Time to shut off. It's 12 o'clock. Time for lunch. Time for jumping in. Well, Joe, at least thanks for chiming in. And if you can, go back and watch the previous hour and see me yapping. And I'd love to hear your opinion on Jessica Jones. I'm thinking that you would be interested in watching the show. You know, TV is not for everybody. Okay, so I understand that. I have friends that have not watched Daredevil either, so it's not, but I suspect that you will be watching the show. Oh, Joe, it would not let me speak until now. I try. Bummer. Yes, this Google thingy is glitchy. Google thingy glitchy. Okay, so it happens. Sometime I sent 3 different invitations to Comic Crack to join me today, and I can only hope that something happened, that either he was not able to join the chat, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if something wrong with Google Chat, that my 3 invitation was lost in cyberspace. Okay, that's it. 12:01, time for me to go. Happy Thanksgiving for those that cannot join me next Wednesday, but I probably will have a chat next Wednesday in the afternoon. Okay. And if Mike Smith and Joe Showerman88 is around next Wednesday, perhaps they can join on the live chat and do the live scratch off. It's raining money, raining money. Anyhow, that's it. Thanks for watching.